Boker Tov, good morning, everyone. Let us start our day with a prayer of gratitude, Moda or Moda Ani. Moda Ani lefanecha, melech chai v'kayam. שהחזרת בי נשמתי בחמלה, בחמלה רבה אמונתך, רבה אמונתך, רבה אמונתך. Before you, living and enduring sovereign, you have mercifully restored my soul within me. Great is your faithfulness. And one more prayer, thanking God just for the breath of life that we can feel each day. Elohai Neshama. Elohai, Elohai, Neshama, Shenatata bi Tehorai, Ata Berata, Ata Yitzarta, Ata Nefachta bi. Ve'ata mishamra, mishamra b'kirbi. Elohai, Elohai, neshama, shenatata bi We have been on this journey through the Omer for quite some time. And now we are halfway through our final 7th week. So today, let us say our blessing for this new day. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sefirat ha'omer. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who sanctifies us with mitzvot and commands us concerning the counting of the Omer. Hayom shisha v'arba'im yom, shehem shisha shavuot, v'arba'a yamim la'omer. Today is 46 days, which is 6 weeks and 4 days of the Omer. Before I go into this teaching for today, I want to thank all of you just for being here in Sacred Community. So Andrea and Diane, Sarah and Jay, George, Marla, Michelle and Bonnie, so good to see every one of you. Jay and Rabbi Catherine, Pam, Tina, and Pat, so lovely to see all of you. Tom and Gail and Sunny, lovely to see you. Don and Susan, Boker Tov. It feels so good to be able to start this day, be able to start so many days with all of you. And Debbie, lovely to see you. And Hannah, Boker Tov, good to see you as well. The text that I brought in today is something that I believe most, if not all of you, will be fairly familiar with. It's a story that is central to our very existence as Jews and perhaps as human beings. It's the story of Jacob. So the Torah reads, the same night that he arose and took his 2 wives, his 2 maidservants, and his 11 children, and crossed the ford of the Jabbok. So this is, of course, when Jacob is preparing to see his brother after many, many years of estrangement. He had left his home after his brother Esau had vowed to kill him because he stole the birthright and the blessing of the firstborn from him. And so Jacob is preparing to meet him, and this is what's happening. After taking them across the stream, he set across all of his possessions. Jacob was left alone, and a man in Ish wrestled with him until the breaking of the dawn. When the man saw that he did not prevail against Jacob, he touched his hip socket, and Jacob's hip was put out of joint as he wrestled with him. Then he said, let me go, for the day has broken. But Jacob said, I will not let you go unless you bless me. And he said to him, what is your name? And he said, Jacob. And then he said, your name shall no longer be called Jacob, but Yisrael, for you have striven with God and with men and have prevailed. Then Jacob asked him, please tell me your name. But he said, why is it that you ask my name? And there he blessed him. The story, I believe, has so many different layers to it. First of all, Jacob, like us, like the Israelites walking towards the promised land, was in the wilderness. Jacob was in a place that was not fully known to him, on a journey that was a little bit scary as he was walking forward to something that he knew he was called to do, and yet it frightened him to his core. And as Jacob prepared himself to meet his brother, he wrestles with something, an Ish. Here, it's translated as a man, and the reason is that the Hebrew used the word Ish, which means man, but the commentators point out that it might not have been a man at all. It might have been an angel, an emissary from God. Perhaps it was Jacob's very own conscience with which he was fighting. Perhaps it was Esau's spirit with which he was fighting in preparation for the two to meet, or perhaps it was something else entirely. But Jacob wrestled. The power of the story isn't in the wrestling itself. After all, we all wrestle with many things. It's in what happens when they're in the midst of wrestling. Because what happens here is he says, let me go, for the day is broken. But Jacob says, no, I won't just let you go. I'm not going to let this just be a moment where we were wrestling with each other and nothing came out of it. No, I want to find a blessing through the struggle that we've just gone through. I want to find something that makes me stronger, something that can make me a better version of myself. And he asks for a blessing. There's such power in that, right? To look in the face of something that has given us hardship, of someone, and to say, I want you to bless me. I want you to give me my new name because I am not the same as I was before this encounter began. And he receives the name Yisrael, one who has striven with God. Yisrael, the El at the end, means God, one who has striven and who has prevailed. Every time we go through a challenge in the wilderness, may we be able to come out with a blessing, knowing that we are stronger, allowing us to learn from the experience. And may we, like Jacob, be able to push ourselves into a place of incredible discomfort for the purpose of doing what it is that we know we need to do, the purpose of growing. This is one of my very favorite stories because it feels so human, and it also feels so inspiring to be able to find this blessing even in the midst of intense trial. I think it's something to which we can all relate. It could have been easier if Jacob had stayed home. It could have been easier if Jacob had turned away or if Jacob had run away from this Ish when it encountered him, but he did not. He pushed forward. He moved forward because he knew that that is the only way to truly grow. On the bottom of the slide, you'll see two words that I put there: comfortable discomfort. When I was, a friend and I, when I was in seminary, founded the Wandering Jews of Astoria. And there we created this minyan of Jews in their 20s and 30s from all different backgrounds and traditions. There are people who grew up Orthodox, there are people who grew up conservative, there are people who grew up Reform, there are people who didn't really grow up in a movement, but who were interested in being part of Jewish community. And so we all had our different practices, we all had our different preferences. And one of the people in this group said, "That's okay. When we pray together, may we all be in a state of comfortable discomfort. May we all be in a state that allows us to feel comfortable enough, but also push us so that we can grow as people and as Jews." And that statement, that comment has always stuck with me because I believe that truly, that's what it is to grow up, is to allow ourselves to be in these states of comfortable discomfort and perhaps to find the blessings within them. Today, I ask the question, what has been the most challenging part of this year, and perhaps an addendum to it, and where in that could the blessing fall? As we think about that today, we end with a prayer of healing, the Misha Barach prayer. And we know that this is a prayer that is so very needed right now. It's needed by people who are ill, needed by people who are suffering in any number of ways, illness, mind, body, and spirit. And it's also needed by our world, by our friends in the land of Israel, by the human beings who live in the Gaza Strip. We hope that with these words, the Misha Barach, we will bring healing, or pray to God for there to be healing for every single one of them, and for peace to reign swiftly. I invite you to join with me in singing the words of Misha Barach. Today we'll be singing Lisa Levine's. Misha Barach Avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov. Misha Barach Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, v'Rachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Bless us with the vision for tomorrow. Help us to reach out to those in pain. May the warmth of friendship ease our sorrow. Give us courage, give us faith, show us the way. Misha Barach Avotenu, Misha Barach Imotenu. Hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. I hope everyone has a day filled with blessing, Today, we will have Torah study at 12:30. Everyone is, of course, always invited. And then tonight at 7 p.m., there's going to be Cantor's Corner. And I know that will be truly wonderful as well. So hope to see you at these things or right here tomorrow for another day of counting